I call to order the October 27th, 2025 special meeting of the Whittier City Council at 6 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note, before we begin tonight's meeting, please note that the digital copies of the packet are available on our website. A QR code is provided just outside the door or in the top left corner of the YouTube video. Open your phone's camera to scan the code and access the packet that way. Roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Ms. Borg?
Here.
Mr. Wagner? Absent. Mr. McAlto?
Here.
Mr. Pinkush? Absent. Mr. Denmark? Absent. Ms. Lone?
Here.
Mr. Mayor?
Here.
You have a quorum.
Do we need to excuse the other members? If they've sent anything in?
Because it's a special meeting, there's no requirement that everyone attend all special meetings. So that's strictly just for regular meetings. The excused absences.
Okay, thank you. Citizen comments. Citizen comments on any agenda item except those scheduled for public hearing are welcome at this time. Those who have signed in will be given first opportunity to speak. Please note, this is not a time for dialogue. It is time for you to speak and for the council to listen. Madam Clerk, is there anyone signed in for a citizen's comment?
No one is signed in.
Oh, thank you. Anyone in the audience who wishes to speak, please come forth. Okay, and then we'll move forward to our approval of the special agenda. Is there a motion and second to approve this evening's special agenda?
I'll make the motion.
I will second.
Is there any discussion, any additions or deletions? No further discussion. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Voting on the motion to approve tonight's special meeting agenda. Mr. McAlto?
Yes.
Ms. Borg?
Yes.
Ms. Lone?
Yes.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
The motion passes and tonight's special agenda is approved.
At this time, does anyone wish to declare any substantial financial interest in a matter of appearing on the agenda? Okay, none. Okay, we'll move forward to our special meeting business here. We have our resolutions next. Resolution 2025-037, a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for and to accept a 100% subsidized loan in the amount of $3,500,000 from the State of Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation for the purpose of funding the Whittier Water Well Replacement Project and appropriating funds. Is there a motion and a second for this resolution?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All right. I guess as a staff report before we proceed with the discussion, or? Chris? Ms. Ershinger?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm here.
Oh, I just went. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to thank council members for appearing this evening and apologize that we were unable to get this action item before you at your last meeting. But this is time sensitive. We are applying for a grant application through the state of Alaska, and this DEC grant has scored highest on the Alaska Drinking Water Fund State Fiscal Year 26 project priority list. This is a project that qualifies for 100% loan subsidy. So in essence, it ends up being a grant to the city of Whittier. Council knows we've been talking about the water well replacement project for, at least the last 8 years or so. Scott can give you all the details about the need for the project if you're interested. But for the sake of the listening audience, our water well system has reached the end of its useful life. The city, along with our consultants and engineering consultants, over the years, analyzed various options for updating and replacing elements of the system. At the end of the day, it was determined that replacing the system would be the most cost-effective option, primarily because the existing well casings that are located inside the well houses are undersized to accommodate new higher capacity pumps. And then the poor condition of our existing infrastructure just made it unfeasible to try to refurbish what we had there. So in 2020, the city had 2 exploratory wells installed to do a pumping test on our aquifer and determine the size needed to replace the existing system. So we've been working on this project, and DEC has been well aware of the project for a number of years, and as well as been, actively trying to assist the city in finding funding. You'll notice under section 2 of the resolution, so not only are we accepting this grant, but because we now have a project, we're appropriating all the various sources of revenue for this project. So this grant in particular is $3 million. Council will remember we also received $1.23 million in congressionally designated spending under a US EPA grant a few years ago. And then we also have access to $580,000 from the USDA in the form of a grant/loan. So we have a combined $5.31 million for this project, as well as monies that the city has set aside if we need to spend money on matching funds. But this should be sufficient, we believe, to cover the cost of the project. Once council appropriates this money, we'll enter into an agreement with the state of Alaska for 100% loan subsidy. And then we will have locked in the funding for the project, and we'll go out to bid on the project. Scott's been working with CRW to get the bid documents ready to go. So we appreciate your support for this resolution, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have or anything particular to the well replacement projects themselves. Scott is better prepared to answer. Thank you.
I was wondering if I need to say anything. Mr. Denmark's present as well.
Thank you. For the record, Mr. Denmark arrived at 6:05 p.m.
And Dave Pincush called me. He's stuck in traffic and said he would attend by phone if a quorum was not here. And I do have a question for Chris. Looking at the chart presented by the state, it says the loan repayment terms are 20 to 30 years. How long will we be carrying this?
Thank you, Mr. Vice Mayor, through the mayor. We actually, so it's an interesting situation. The state has a state revolving loan fund from which they normally loan money to various entities for this program. However, they also have received grant money that they have available, as well as funds that are left over from previous projects that were not completely expended. And so at this time, the state has sufficient money, the full $3.5 million, to offer us in the form of a subsidy. So in other words, we're applying for their SRF loan funds with 100% loan subsidy, which means that the city will not need to repay any of this loan.
So the terms that are stated aren't relevant to this circumstance.
Right, those terms, yeah, that's correct. Those terms are specific to the program, but because the program is backstopped by funds that essentially turn this into a grant, they don't pertain to our particular use of these funds.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. Seeing no questions, Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Voting on the motion to approve Resolution 2025-037, a resolution authorizing the city manager to apply for and to accept a 100% subsidized loan in the amount of $3,500,000 from the State of Alaska Department of Environmental Conservation for the purpose of funding the Whittier Water Well Replacement Project and appropriating funds. Ms. Borg,
Yes.
Mr. McCulto,
Yes.
Ms. Lone,
Yes.
Mr. Denmark,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
The motion passes and Resolution 2025-037 is approved.
Okay, next item on our agenda is Resolution 2025-038, authorizing signatures for all city bank, investment, and credit card accounts and rescinding all previous resolutions in conflict herewith. Is there a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
Any questions or discussions? Okay, Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Voting on the motion to approve Resolution 2025-038, a resolution authorizing signatories for all city bank, investment, and credit card accounts and rescinding all previous resolutions in conflict herewith. Mr. McCulto,
Yes.
Mr. Denmark,
Yes.
Ms. Lone,
Yes.
Ms. Borg,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
The motion passes and Resolution 2025-038 is approved.
Next item, council comments. Is there any council comments from anybody? Okay. Any citizen discussion? Anyone signed in? Okay. Is there any further business? No further business. Then this meeting is adjourned at 6:15 p.m. Oh, yeah.